Hi everyone. In this video I'd like to share a few sciatica stretches. If you haven't seen my previous video, then you can check it out, link below. But when it comes to sciatica, you obviously have different levels of pain. In some cases it's very local, which would be more in the lumbar spine. In some cases it'll be in the glute, the upper hamstring, back of the knee, the calf muscle, all the way down to the foot. So I'll be sharing a few that I find to be very consistent and effective. So you might need a block. If you don't have a block, I'll explain how to do the exercise without a prop. But let's get started. You're going to lie on your stomach, and as you come down, in the previous videos I explained you have the option of having elbows below shoulders and lifting up gradually, because getting the back in extension is what we really want in order to eliminate a bit of the sciatica. But let's keep the chest down. Say the right leg is the leg that's experiencing a bit of pain. You can take your right knee out to the side with your foot resting against your knee. Now in this position, you might already feel a little bit of relief just by getting your body into this shape. But if not, you can add in by lifting in the chest. If you bring your chest closer to the floor because it's quite sensitive, that's perfectly fine, but eventually working your way into a back extension and lifting in chest is where you might find a lot of success in this position. But you have the option of staying in this shape, or you can stay on the floor. You can even push yourself up and down in order to work into that spot in your lower back. Now, this is always a good starting point. Getting out of it, always be very careful when you come out of the posture. That's always a good place to start. And a second stretch that you can make use of would be a reclined figure 4 pose, really. So getting onto your back, placing your right ankle on top of your left knee. If this is the leg that's sore, once again, you can thread your arm through, interlace your fingers around your knee. If this is a bit of a reach, just grab hold behind the back of the knee. But you want to flex both feet and very gently pull your knee towards your chest. As you pull knee towards chest, the right knee is actively moving away from your body. You can even interlace fingers around the back of your knee and use your elbow to push or adjust your knee away from your body. As long as you keep feet flexed, your entire spine flat on the floor, you should feel a nice stretch along the glute, maybe running into the upper hamstring. Holding this position for at least 90 seconds. I would say a 3-minute hold, depending on your level of discomfort. But a 3-minute hold could be quite a nice time to hold. And once you've done the one side, always say, why not do the opposite side? So doing the same thing, you can interlace your hands around, flexing your foot, and holding this type of position. Now, your body will definitely tell you whether the stretch is getting into the spot that's not happy. If there's discomfort but it's not painful, I'd suggest that you keep your breathing nice and deep. Just be patient as you hold a stretch. Once again, at least 90 seconds before you get out of the stretch. Now this figure 4 position is nice preparation for our final stretch, which is a little bit deeper, but if done right, it could definitely assist with that back pain or sciatica. Now let's slowly get out of the position. You can make your way back up to seated, and this is where a block will come in handy. But let me first demonstrate without the block. So from a box pose shape, an all fours position, I'm going to get your right leg forward. Right leg, which is in this case the sore leg, at a 90-degree angle. Now if the tendency is for the leg to pull in, that's okay. You're still going to get into the glute area. We're still going to get a nice stretch. But if you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, you can position a block underneath the front knee, and it's going to allow you to keep the leg at a 90-degree angle, or at least make it a little bit easier, flexing the right foot. And as you then position your hands onto the mat, the idea is not to round or flex in the spine, but instead to maintain that arch in the back. So imagine that you're doing a back bend with your spine, and you work your hips, your pelvis down to the floor. And as you work your pelvis down to the floor, you might find that you are getting exactly the stretch that you might be looking for. You have the option of staying on your hands. Once again, depending on the level of discomfort, you might consider to come down onto your forearms. And as you come down onto forearms, the back might want to round out a little bit. So arch in your back. Think of working the base of your spine or your groin down towards the mat, slightly lifting in your chest. Same as with the previous pose. At least 90 seconds. Keep your breath nice and deep as we work on the right side. We'll then also do the opposite leg. In some cases, you experience a bit of numbness or pain going down both legs, in which case you would definitely want to make use of both sides when you stretch. These stretches are not just effective or good for sciatica, it's good for general back health. If you experience some lower back pain, these stretches could come in handy. To get out of this one, carefully making your way out of these positions, you can bring your hands back onto the mat. Tuck your toes and bring your back knee closer, sliding your foot out and getting into an all-four shape. You don't want to get out of the posture and hurt yourself in the process. So bring your left leg up, carefully adjusting your leg. If you make use of the block, do so. If not, walk your back knee further back. So the idea, once again, is to work the base of your spine closer to the floor. A little bit of an arch in the back. Maybe this is where you stay. And then you hold it there. Arching in your spine as you lift your chest. If you feel as though you want to take it, maybe it's not just a bit deeper, just a slightly different dynamic, then you can come down onto your forearms. But think of lifting in chest, arching in your back as we stretch into the left side. Making sure that you do this on a daily basis will definitely just give your body that chance to recover from the sciatica. Don't expect to do a stretch perhaps only once or twice and thinking it's going to solve the problem entirely, but you might definitely feel instant relief as you do these exercises. But maintenance is key. A bit of discipline, looking after your back, looking after your body as a whole. Most definitely the way to go. And once again, if your front foot wants to slide back closer to the back of the mat, It's not a problem. Just always think of getting it to as close to a 90-degree position as possible. Just want that external rotation in the hip to get into the glute area. Just like we came into the posture, you want to get out of the posture with a lot of controls and make your way back up onto your hands. And then tuck your toes and bring your back knee a bit closer to the front of the mat. And carefully take your left leg back. Just before we get into an upright seated position, sit back into a child's pose just to give your spine a little bit of flexion. Noticing what it feels like in the lower body after you've not done those stretches. And then slowly making your way back up. I hope these stretches instantly made a bit of a difference to the discomfort in your body. Let me know how your body feels after you've done the stretches in the comment section below. Stay happy, strong, and healthy.